I cannot just, sit down and say, hey, just pray about it. Everything is going to work out. Yes, prayer has its place, but real life situations happen and we need to share our stories so other people can learn. You just want her to leave you alone, leave your husband alone for you, because you don't want to share him with nobody. Understandably so. I get it. But the goal is to be solution oriented. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode with Ann Authentic. So, let me tell you a little quick story. The other day, I was recording, and my father in law heard me say, welcome to another episode with Ann Authentic. He was like, just use your last name. Just use it. Be proud of your last name. Just say Aunt and B, and to me it was very funny. So now let me introduce myself. Welcome to another episode with Ann Tembi. Emphasis on Tembi. I hope you'll be proud of me now that I'm using Tembi and I'm being vocal about it. I love my last name. Ah, that's my husband right there. I love my last name. I genuinely do. So, okay. That said, today's video is about me answering a question. I posted a video on Facebook about, the gift my mother-in-law gave me. I thought it was a very sweet video. And in that video, I got a comment, a question. That question deserved a video because there is more depth to the answer I'm supposed to give. Like, I'm just not supposed to be shallow about it because it's a very important question. And I just didn't think I should type a response in the comment section. So I decided to make a sit-down video. So the person said, most mother-in-laws think that a daughter-in-law comes to bridge the gap between them and their sons and vice versa. So we will want to know how you've been able to overcome that. So the person is asking, how have I been able to overcome the tendency? Because, hey, some mother-in-laws think that you're coming between she and her son. Or the wife might be thinking that the mother is trying to come in between she and her husband. So how have I been able to handle that in my own home, seeing that I live with my mother-in-law for the past 5 years that we've been married? And I thought I'd just talk about my experiences. And before I continue, I just want to give a disclaimer. The things I'm going to be sharing here in this video are some of our experiences that have shaped us to the people that we are today. These experiences I'm going to be sharing with you guys do not define who we are. This video is not an attack on anybody's character. I just want to put this out there because some people watch videos, especially when you're sharing your life, your experiences. People watch it from a judgmental standpoint, like, oh, that happened? People are going through difficult moments. Some relationships have been destroyed because of in-laws. I cannot just, sit down and say, hey, just pray about it. Everything is going to work out. Yes, prayer has its place, but real life situations happen and we need to share our stories so other people can learn. So this video is all about being solution oriented. Okay, that being said, let's dive into the topic. I want to say that it is not easy to live with your mother-in-law. There is nobody, no professional counselor, no pastor, there is nobody out there who is going to advise you to live with your in-laws. But if you find yourself in a situation where that is the only option, then we have to find a way to live happily. You know that a man and his mother have a natural bond. That is his mother. So when you bring the mother in to the house, when they start displaying that natural bond, there is a high chance that when you see that as a wife, you feel like you are sharing your husband. You kind of feel a little bit jealous. And women are jealous lovers because we are emotional beings. And there is nothing wrong with that. That is how God made us. But the thing is, what you do after that feeling is what determines a whole lot of things. If you compare the relationship we had from the beginning of our marriage, the very first few years, to where we are now, you will see that there's a lot of progress. We both have all grown. We have learned, from our experiences. I just want to give you a little background of my mother-in-law, who she is, because I do think that is very important. It played a great role in how we live together. She is a doctor in theology. She's a woman of God. She knows the covenant of marriage, what God says about marriage. She knows all of that. She is a great teacher. She and her husband have been running a ministry for decades. She has had years of experiences in counseling multiple couples over the years. So bringing that into marriage, that was an added advantage. She knew her boundaries. There were just things she could not, like she could just not do certain things because she knows better. But does that mean we did not have challenges? No, because I happen to be her first daughter-in-law. We can know all these things, have experience in counseling people, but when we start playing in the field, when it concerns us personally, that also becomes a learning phase for us. So we had our own challenges. However, I just want to, solidify the point that she had a solid background that made things not too difficult because she knew her boundaries. Two main things that I did in order for her not to feel like I am intentionally causing a strain between she and her son. The first thing is that I gave them space to have conversations, just the two of them. There are times I walk into them and I just let them have the moment without me interrupting. Because I know that before I came into the picture, they had been. So sometimes they can be having conversations about the family. It could be conversations about something that happened growing up. It could be anything. But this is a little tricky. Like, I don't always have to give them space. There are times that I will join and I chip in and we just talk as a family and laugh over, a lot of things. If every time I meet them having a conversation, I just let them be, oh my God, it kind of passes a negative message. But there are times that I know I really don't have to be there. Like, I really don't have to interrupt. I really don't have anything to chip in. So I just let them have that moment. So with that, there is no way that, she can be thinking I'm trying to separate or cause a strain between she and her son. And also, I just want you to know that it's a sacrifice because they are having a beautiful time. And I'm like, okay, I guess I just let them be. I don't do that all the time with a smile on my face. I just have to go out of my way to just let them be. It is the right thing to do, but it doesn't mean it is easy to do it. And I think God uses situations like that to build character in us. So we know that it is not always about you. We are not there yet. We're just learning as we go. It's a process. There are days that I don't feel it, especially if they are having that moment and I'm in my bad mood prior to that. Maybe there's just some tension at the back end I have to deal with myself because it is none of their fault. Remember, my mother-in-law has just 2 kids. Just 2. So you understand the connection she has with her children. I know there are days that my husband, because he's very busy. Sometimes he'll be so busy and mama will be like, Nate, it's been a while, like we really spoke. We live in the same house, but it's just been a while we spoke. And my husband sometimes would tell me that, hey, I have to go have, catch up with mama. I just have to go catch up with her. And I'm like, sure. He will go and they will have conversations, just talk, like just talk, literally just talk. And when he tells me I have to go catch up with mama, I give him that space. I give them that space because I know that it is important for mama to also catch up with her son. They are living in the same house. Like, this is a child you love, or this is your son. Yeah, he's married, but this is your son. Having, 30 minutes to catch up with him is not too much of a big deal. So I also understand it's never always comfortable to do that on my end, but that is the right thing to do. So I let it go and I let it happen. And the more you get out of your way to do certain things, the more you become a better person. There was a day he looked at mama. No, mama was down, really down. And my husband said, you know what? Mama has always wanted to go to an amusement park. I'm going to take her there. The ideal situation would have been, let us all go as a family. But when you have a big family, dynamics are different. It becomes more complicated. And I'm like, yeah, she's down, really down, even in her mood. It's okay. Like, I let him minister to his mother. That is his mother. Like, she's not always going to be around. And I am conscious of the fact that these mothers that we love so much are not always going to be around. So when you have the opportunity, minister to your parent, minister to your mother. So when he said, well, mama's been down, I want to take her to an amusement park, then we had already welcomed our baby number 4. Was it convenient for me to stay home and handle 4 kids by myself for those few hours of them being away? No, it was not convenient. Was I very excited about it? No, I was not, because I had to stay home and maneuver the situation. Because, again, it's not ideal for us to just carry all of us and go to the amusement park. If it was, we would have done it. But I had to say, yes, you can go. Take her there. If it lightens up her mood, if it makes her feel better, if it makes her, please, by all means. So I have to stay back and deal with myself. Ask the Holy Spirit, see, if I'm pissed, Lord, walk in me. Do your work in me, because I know that is the right thing for him to do for his mother. So Lord, you just deal with me. I can put Bible says, for the spirit of heaviness, he gives us the garment of praise, right? I'm like, Lord, I just turn on some music and I'm there doing my thing and having some music play and I'm just singing. So I let them have these moments, and I don't think, to my best of ability, she would feel like I am intentionally trying to cause a strain between she and her son. I don't think that is the case. And point number 2, I got myself into her world. And I'm going to explain that. Let me share an experience with you guys. Living with her, she loved shopping. I do think an average woman loves shopping. So there were days before now she goes about doing her things, she drives around and life is way better. But before now, those early days of our marriage, she will tell my husband, hey Nate, if you get a chance, please drop me at the shop. I want to buy some few things. Or sometimes she'll just say, Nate, when you get a chance, can you take me to the shop? Because I want to buy some few things. That right there was a good gesture, okay? There is nothing wrong with that. But how did I interpret it as a wife? There were times I felt uncomfortable with that entire thing for a few reasons. First, because, as we got married, our baby started coming and the dynamics of our lives just changed. We barely had the opportunity, my husband and I, to just go out there together by ourselves with no children, with no other family, just us to bond, in different levels. But here, when I see them, when she says, can you drop me or can you take me? In my mind, I'm like, you guys are just having some wonderful time bonding together. And my brain, not all the time, but there are times where my brain just I can't wrap my mind around that. Talking about how children changed our lives. There was a day that my husband and I found ourselves, I don't know where we were going to, I think to the shop or something, and it was just him and I. For long, I haven't driven on the front passenger seat with my husband. I always sit at the back with the kids because I'm attending to them. And there was a day that we happened to drive in the same car and I was sitting in front with my husband and we looked at each other. That was one of the most strangest moments of our lives. Like, hello, is this me sitting here with you, just you and I together? Yeah, it was it's one of them. Because until now, I still do think that when we drive together with no kid, just you and I, it is a different feeling that we don't have to experience all the time. So this is because children have changed our lives so much. When you see another person enjoying that moment that you barely have with your partner, which is normal, your mind can misinterpret it. You start feeling some kind of jealousy because your own life is so has changed because of children, and you are home. Sometimes if you even need to buy a thing, one person has to go, both of you cannot go. But this is what God did. I will give all the credits to God because it's not a thing I sat and I meditated and I took actions. It's just the Lord helping us in this complex dynamics of marriage. This is what happened that was a game changer. It was, I started asking Mama that, can we go shopping? can we go shopping? From time to time, I'll be like, Mama, can we go shopping? And our favorite store was K&G. We will go there, spend like 2-3 hours in the shop. Just, I didn't even know that I could enjoy shopping like that. And she enjoys it too. My husband would stay home with the kids and we go together. And we will shop together. We spend time shopping and trying on the things, and, it created a bond between us. Like the process of trying things on and saying, oh, that looks good on you. Oh, this one doesn't fit. Let's take that one away. Like the entire process of shopping, it created a bond between us, which I didn't even know how important that was until it started happening. And that is where everything shifted. Just that gesture of us shopping together, it did a few things. Number one, it created a bond between us. Number two, there was no frequent, Nate, can you drop me off? Nate, can you take me to the shop, Nate? Because she and I were doing it together. So I did not have me feeling jealous of them going out was no longer a thing, because we go out together to do the shopping, she and I. And another point is, my husband did not feel like he has to go out of his way to go and be doing shopping with Mama, because men don't even want to do that. Like, he doesn't want to sit there and watching you go from one aisle to another looking, because that's how we are. We want to buy one thing, we go through 20 things before we can choose one. Men cannot stand that, because they want to just pick their thing and walk away. So my husband did not feel like he's going out of his way to inconvenience himself to attend to his mom. So it had a ripple benefit, just that gesture of me saying, let's shop together. It brought a lot of healing and a lot of bonding. To answer your question, how have I been able to navigate, I will rate that as one of the top things that change the dynamics of our home. Like my husband always tells us, let's be solution-oriented. Yes, there is a problem, but are we just going to sit and watch things just go out of hand? How do we solve it? So we have learned from our experiences. Our communication now is different. Our expectations of each other is different, because we are from two different backgrounds. So communication was a problem. Sometimes I don't even like to talk. I just expect her to, Mama, you should just know. No, she doesn't just have to know. Our communication has greatly improved. Our expectations of each other. Expectations is another thing. She might be expecting me to act a certain way. I'll be expecting her to act a certain way. But we have grown. We went through it. And we are better. Right now, like, I enjoy where we are now, but I'm not saying we are already there. There is room for progress, but I really do appreciate where we are now. There are some needs that my husband doesn't even know, because she and I just handle it. There are some things that if she just needs, we handle it. She want to braid her hair, we go on Google, find a thing. We just do our things. It's way easy now. Our understanding of each other have greatly, greatly, greatly increased. See me go to disturb my husband that, hey, Mama needs to do her hair. You got to pay for that hair, okay? You have to pay for that hair. Like, he's like, I don't have money. I'm like, no, you have money. Pay for that hair. So I'm the one instead disturbing my husband for the things he has to do for his mother. Like, isn't that just beautiful? Because we have grown over the years. We have had a connection. And this also is to, let me address daughter-in-laws who are watching me, who are struggling in their relationships with their mother-in-laws. I want to acknowledge that, yes, it is not easy. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, it should not be that way. Like, if you had a chance to change the situation, it would be ideal to just live with your husband, right? But we never just have everything like that. When God lets certain things happen, most times it's for the building of our character, our patience with each other, our way of communicating. Just character is very important. So if you are a daughter-in-law who is watching me and you're going through that, maybe you are living with your mother-in-law, you're having difficulties, you just want her to leave you alone, leave your husband alone for you, because you don't want to share him with nobody. Understandably so. I get it. But the goal is to be solution-oriented. How do you navigate that? How do you handle it in a way that you people can live happily together? What are the things that the Lord wants you to learn from that situation? Some of you are married to men who were raised by single mothers. That woman raised her children by herself. She has bonded with her children, made sacrifices for her children. And you're married to such a man. She's even trying to figure out how to, navigate life without her children or without her son. So she keeps coming back. She keeps, reaching out and demanding more attention. Sometimes, instead of you staying in a place of, getting angry and getting mad at her for just being overly demanding, maybe we should stop focusing just on ourselves and try to change our perspective and understand why she's doing that. That is a single mother who has raised her children by herself. And that is all she has known for a long time of her life. Maybe we should treat them with more understanding and more empathy. That's why they say marriage is not for children. That can be an assignment for you as a daughter-in-law. How do you fill that void? How do you close that gap? How do you bring healing to that woman? Your assignment in that family is not just to the man you're married to. Maybe the Lord will want to stretch you a little more so that you can minister to that woman. And when we stop thinking about just ourselves and start thinking about another person, we might realize that our approach will be different. The things that get us so pierced and so thrown off, they might not be that important anymore because you're only thinking of how can I help this woman? How can I be a good daughter? How can I be the daughter that she never even knew she needed? When I started taking my mother-in-law out for shopping and we were having fun shopping, trying things, bonding together, the smile on our faces while we did that, I didn't even know how much it was very important until we found ourselves doing that and we found ourselves enjoying that. So to you, it might just be reaching out to that woman, trying to bridge the gap. It might just be you trying to be a good daughter. Let me just put my life out there. My mom, I lost my dad in 2019. She got married as a teenager. She has spent most of her life with her husband. And now my father passed. It left a void inside of her. In that situation, she has children. Sometimes, unknowingly, mothers, we demand the attention of our children, not knowing that we are craving for their attention just because we have a void inside of us. And as a daughter-in-law, if you find yourself in that kind of family dynamic, instead of you just pushing and being angry and sometimes the Lord is trying to just make you step back and analyze the situation. Is there something deeper than just her wanting my husband's attention? Is there a need that I might help to solve? Can I be more of a daughter than just being a daughter-in-law? So again, the ultimate thing is the Lord let us go through things just to build character in us. Your family dynamic might be different, but if there is any takeaway from this video, it should be that try to create a relationship. I know it's hard. I know sometimes there's going to be pushbacks because, people are different. Some mothers can just be too difficult of a nut to crack. But the Lord has to give us wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Pray for patience. Pray for grace. What if it was your own mother? Are you going to walk away? Are you going to keep fighting all the time? Character is very important. I feel like I've been preaching in this video, but just take that which you take out of the video. The goal is to find those things that you can do to live well with your mother-in-law. If you don't know what to do, if you have tried all the options, you have exhausted all your options, pray about it. The Lord sees your heart. He knows you. Bible says, pursue peace with all men. The Lord knows that peace is what you want. Pray that the Lord gives you wisdom on how to do the things that will bring peace, because the goal is to live happily, because that's the only option you have. You don't want to tell your husband, kick your mother out of this house. I have seen a situation like that, and I could not wrap my mind around it. Like, kick his mother out? Like, if that is the only option you have to live with her, then pray that the Lord gives you wisdom on how to do those little things that will help bridge the gap, that will help create a relationship, because it is possible to do that. Today, my mother-in-law and I, as I said, there is room for growth, but we are in a beautiful place. We are in a way better place than we started this journey. Hope that answers your question somehow. I'm gonna make another video just to talk more on our experiences, the difficulties, the challenges. So if you haven't subscribed, listen, that is gonna be a very hot topic. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that, and I will see you in my next video. God bless you.